Commissioner, as you say, you're feeling jazzy. The Smith Center has really been a boon to the community, and it has been so successful since day one. It's become a world-class amenity here in Clark County.
I feel like I'm at home. I remember when we had an opportunity, I was a councilman at the time, and Mayor Oscar Goodman, as well as just, man, some wonderful people, Don Snyder and Myron, and just a lot of people. We had an opportunity to really sit and brainstorm, and then we traveled around the country looking at performing art facilities. And this is the creation, man. Come back here to Las Vegas and pull in a lot of philanthropic support from our amazing state legislature and our taxpayers here in Southern Nevada, and voila, this is what we have, man. And what an honor, man. It's such an honor. Yeah.
I know, Commissioner, you're talking about the brand of Las Vegas and Clark County. You sit as the chairman now of the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority, and that is an awesome responsibility, keeping the brand of Las Vegas, Clark County alive, and it is marketing things like this. Everyone knows about the casinos and Wayne Newton and Blue Man Group and things like that, but it's amenities like this that really can help draw different types of visitors here.
Absolutely. One of the things that, we don't want to take away anything from our partners, the Nevada Resorts Association. They've been just our economic engine, if you will. But we want people around the world to know that Las Vegas, in their eyes, may be a tourist destination. But in our eyes, Las Vegas is a final destination. And we have places like the Smith Center. We have places like Springs Preserve. We have the amazing Red Rock. We have Mount Charleston. We have Hoover Dam. We have so many other things. If you want to take a little break away from our amazing, iconic Las Vegas Boulevard, where all of our beautiful resorts sit, these are places that you can come and enjoy the other side of Las Vegas. And so this is so cool. And I'm again, just as a native Nevadan, such an honor, man, to know that when it's all said and done, I had a part of helping to develop parts of the city that I can call home.
The specific, the convention center itself is actually changing now. Everyone has been to that massive place, a couple million square feet. It's going to get even bigger. You've taken over the iconic Riviera Hotel and will actually move the convention center to the front of Las Vegas Boulevard.
That's our goal. Hosting some of the biggest shows in the world, from CES to Magic, to you name it. We host them here. Everybody around the world wants to come to Las Vegas, and we've been number one now well over 20 plus years, approaching 25 years, number one as a tourist destination. So the destination, meaning the Las Vegas Conventions and Visitors Authority, we have the awesome responsibility of taking room tax dollars, marketing this wonderful mirage in the desert all around the world, and getting people to see Las Vegas is such a wonderful place. At one point, Las Vegas was sold as a place you can come and gamble, and we had this Sin City type theme going on around the world. Some people are still holding on to that, but now we're known for not only all of your gambling entertainment, but we have some of the best shows in the world. We have some of the best dining in the world. We have some of the best fashion in the world. Music shows are coming here, and as we speak, we have a motion picture that's being shot right here in Las Vegas. And speaking of Riviera, that's going to be the final curtain call for this particular movie, where they're going to do a lot of major stunts and events right there on that iconic site of the Riviera Hotel. So, LVCVA has done its part, and man, to be the chairman of the board, working with Rossi Rowling Cotter and my board of directors, and man, it's awesome.
In October, the last presidential debate is coming here. I mean, how much more mainstream can Las Vegas be when all eyes of the country and the world will be on two candidates just a month or a few weeks before you go to the polls to elect a new president right here in Las Vegas?
What a great partnership. Under the leadership of Lynn Jessup, our president out at UNLV, and of course the Board of Regents, and of course the LVCVA, we went out for a competitive bid. We worked extremely hard, and were able to round it up. And so the next president of the United States, before people go and make their final vote, will be right here in Las Vegas. And that speaks volumes as to how far we've come. Folks are now taking us serious. We are a serious contender. We want to thank Senator Harry Reid and Senator Dean Heller and all of our federal delegation for putting Southern Nevada on the map, putting Nevada on the map, letting people see us through a different set of lenses. And so to be able to be a part of this last presidential debate, of course, what a theme. Let freedom ring right here in Las Vegas. It's going down.
Talking again further, Commissioner, about selling Las Vegas, there's a couple of interesting articles on the front page of the newspaper today. The first one was our highest visitor volume in several years, almost 46 million people in the last year. And yet then on the other one, we're still near the bottom as far as values of our homes. They still have not recovered from the Great Recession. How do you try to Is there a mixed message there, or is that just something that just shows that we're just coming out economically here at the local level?
Well, you got to remember, we really are a transit community. People come and people go. We're a different type of community, but one of the things I can tell you is that we're coming out of that recession. We, at our commission meeting, are seeing lots of developers coming in. When you look at some of the other commission districts, we've been approving lots of new housing developments. Property values are starting to increase, and that has a lot to do with the fact that we've spent a lot of time working on our infrastructure, trying to catch up. When you look at our school systems, there's a number of things that we have to do better. And so when you look at different committees, the LVG and those other boards that are coming together to talk about some of the regional issues that we're having here in Clark County, this is what's going to bring us out of some of these issues that we've been dealing with. And I'm so optimistic that things can only get better. And I believe we're on the right track.
It takes a regional approach for many of these problems, as you said, and the Regional Transportation Commission, as well as a number of transportation leaders, have come up with the Transportation Investment Business Plan. It's a study to look, and I think investment there is the key word.
From light rail to you name it, from light rail to just our roadways. What used to take you from my home 15 minutes to get to the Las Vegas Strip now it takes about a half hour, 45 minutes. And so we have a lot of catching up to do. You go to other communities around the country and you're able to jump on the tram. We got to get our game plan together, and we got to get our caps on and get out of each other's way and do what we got to do, because, to have almost 45, 46, 47 million visitors that come here, and people are still coming to Las Vegas, moving here, we got to do better. And so we don't want to be like other communities where traffic jams clog up our roadways. It takes you an hour to get home from work. We got to do better. And so I believe with all the brilliant minds that are sitting at the table today, it's on the way.
Is that the most important thing, light rail or some sort of public transit, Commissioner, from McCarran Airport to the Strip and or eventually downtown, in your opinion?
I think it's extremely important. It ranks high up there on the priority list. When tourists come to town, we want to get them in here and let them get to where it is that they're trying to go. But at the same time, we can't lose sight of people that live here. For those of us that live here in Clark County, we don't want to get caught up in the hustle and bustle of the tourist activities also. And so we have to find a compromise. And how we find a compromise in all that is we have to do a better job with our roadways and our transportation. We look at the monorail out there. Is that enough? It's a start, and it's doing the best that it can do, but we need more. We need to be able to have light rail that can get to neighborhoods, or at least adjacent to neighborhoods, that don't put someone in traffic for 45 minutes to an hour, that gets us around our community, that brings more safety in terms of what you see now on the 15 and the 215. It's a bit behind the gun, but they're working on it, and we're working on it, and it's getting better. It's just going to take a little bit of time.
The pedestrian bridges are obviously a very hot button issue as well. You see those anytime they're busy, and I know Chairman Sisolak raised this question, I believe, in front of the Monte Carlo when the same presentation was before the board recently, and then you also asked it, how are you going to prioritize and decide if that is more important than a bridge, say, somewhere down the road, or in a different district, or in Maryland Parkway, or on Sahara Boulevard?
And that's what makes things problematic. One person says one thing, and then another person has another set of ideas in terms of how he or she would like to see it done. I think we've done a great job in terms of our pedestrian bridges. Commissioner June Kiliani has been amazing in terms of enforcing pedestrian bridges. Commissioner Scow has also been a huge proponent of this as well. And so we're getting there. It's just we have to remember we're all trying to get to the same place. It's just we're coming from different directions. And so as we continue to deliberate and come to the table and talk about, how do we solve some of these issues that we're having, I think we'll get there in terms of putting a plan together. And then our next big task is how do we pay for it? And that right there makes it even more problematic.